Sorry. So what we want to do is UI driver dot get driver, and we want to get to forum, and then what we want to do is now we won't be testing the login and everything, so we'll just log in, right? So PIIT forum dot enter for credentials. So this is how it will log in. Now, does it log in and logs us out too, or just keeps us logged in, right? Yes. So we would be logged in. So and then we have the after. So what we want to have in the after is to just close it. Uh, yeah, driver dot close. You saw that there was another one method where I could have just closed it, but because I already have a method that is closing the driver, it's not just closing it, it's also setting the value null to it. That which is why I'm calling my own method that I created dot close. Oh, this actually no, this is not what I'm calling here. I should be calling that one. This one. So this is my own method that I've created. Yeah. UI driver is this one. So the UI driver, uh, we're getting the driver. If there already is a driver, we don't get it. But if it's null, then what we do is we get the new driver. What the new driver is, we get the new driver, and we, based on whatever the properties, that dictates. We load that driver. For instance, for us right now, we're using Chrome. The reason why I'm not using any other browser is because for Firefox, it's a bit buggy. Someone told us in the class during the class that we could use an older version of the driver and it would work. I haven't really gotten into it. I haven't tried it. And the Safari, I already explained that we need to set up an account for that. We need to be able to get the signature, digital sign signature, and then we would be able to do it. So the only browser that I'm like really doing testing in right now is Chrome. I really didn't need to have this one, but because I saw his run doing it, I found it really nice the way he was handling it, which is why I'm doing it the same way. And then we want to wait for the driver to load. If it doesn't load in 15 seconds, then it would throw in an exception. Implicitly wait is only for that. It doesn't mean that we can use it anywhere. We want to wait for 15 seconds. It doesn't work that way. So this would basically wait before throwing an exception if the driver is not loaded, and then it would set the window to maximize using this. Now, the close driver, this is the one I was talking about right now, that we would be closing the driver. How I will be closing it? By closing it and then assigning it the value null. So this is how these are the three methods that we have in this class, and then the config. Config basically is where we are loading the properties from the properties file. This one, where we're loading this using this config file. So the properties is the type, and the load properties is the name, and we're passing the value string, which is the one that we're passing. Load driver and load driver config dot load properties, and because since it's the object type is property, so it has this method that we can use, and we're passing it the path of and the file name of that properties file that we want to load the values from. So after loading the values, how we're going to load the values using this config file. So we need to try and catch a clause for this block for this. So it's going to try to read the file in this one and if it does, I mean, if there's an exception, it's going to print it. If not, then it's going to return the property. So this is what really it's happening in this one. So the UI driver and the config file. These are the two files that we are using, and then we are, based on these, we are making our test. We can have multiple properties in our config file. I mean, we can have the username and password and everything here too. But I didn't do it. I just did it the other way. So let's get into new post. So we are doing a new post. So for that, we need to set up the environment. How we're going to do it? We want to be able to open the the browser, and then navigate it to this page, and then we want to be able to sign in to the forum before testing if we are able to if we are able to successfully navigate to the post portion, and then if we are able to post it or not. The reason why we are not testing it or just manually, logging in here, because we already have a method, and we don't really need to test if we are able to log in or not. For that, we have a different test. And afterwards, after we're done with the test, what we want to do is we want to just close the driver. Now, let's just get into the test part. So what really is the test? So the test is to So what actions we would be performing in the test? First, after logging in, we want to be able to go here in this section of the forum. How we do it? We want to click on this, or we'll just create a new post here. So for that, we need to be able to log and find this element and then click on it. So we can just navigate into that. And the XPath for this one is this. So we just copy it using Firebug. So UI driver dot get driver dot find element. Which element? How we find the element? By XPath. And by XPath we pass the string. What is the string? The XPath. Oh, sorry. There you go. Why is it doing a space? I don't know. Copy it again. Maybe that's why. So there you go. So it's finding the element by XPath, and then what it's doing, it's actually clicking on it. So this is how we click on the on that one from the main page. Now, once we click, what we want to do is we want to click on this one. We want to start a new topic. All right. So we do UI driver. Get driver dot find element. Which element? How we find the element? We find it by XPath. And which one is that? Let's find out. This one. So the XPath again is this one, and paste the address. Now what we do? We just click on it, right? So after clicking, it will take us where? To this. Now we want to add a subject, and then we want to add some text here, right? Now, without doing anything, if we were to post it, it should give us an error, right? Now, nothing was filled in, nothing was in the body. So, which means basically it's actually checking if we fill something here and if we fill something here, both the subject and the box. These ones aren't empty. So we can have these tests with an empty subject and with an empty the text box. Okay. So the first one, the first test is to basically, let's just create a method, public, not here, make it neat right here. So public static void, and navigate to post, navigate to which section? To junk section. So basically what we want to do is we want to be able to do all of this over here. Okay, so we don't want to just do everything here. So basically what we do is we just call this forum dot navigate to junk section. All right, so this is this would actually navigate to the junk section, and not only that, it would also start a post. So basically this really isn't the best name for it. Let's rename it using the refactor. So navigate to, no, let's say start post in junk section. There you go. That's more appropriate, right? So we are navigating to that section, and then we are clicking on the new post button. So basically we navigate to that portion, and then what we do is we leave these two blank and we just click submit. So post. So what we do is we just click this one. UI driver dot find, sorry, dot get driver dot find element by XPath, and this is the XPath. This is what we're going to find, and we just want to click. Now, this is where our test begins. What test? These two. This is the test. Now, this, if this returns this and this, right? This is a tough one, but let's try. So if UI driver dot get driver dot find element by XPath. Now if this element dot equals, right? Yes, get text. Thank you. This is what I used earlier. Get text. Now this get text equals to okay. I'm not sure, but let's try. So now the get text for this one returns this. Then what do you do? Assert dot assert true is true. Someone has suggestion. It took you like you need to copy the whole text. That too. I mean, but if I just copy the whole text, there'll be like an enter, like something like this. I mean, if you just look at how they are doing it, I mean, there's a BR, right? In between, a break over here. So there are like two lines. I think this should kind of, yeah, it does look like an element, but there's a space. Like there's a character here. In between the full stop and the T, there's a character, which really is the next line. I think so. I think so. Okay, let's just run it. Okay, why there are errors? What are the errors? Huh? Well, yeah, why? Okay, so I need. Why is it doing it like this? My bad, my bad. Sorry. Basically, sorry. So basically, public void test, and then it's public void tear down. I mean, these are appropriate ones. I mean, you could use whatever you want to use. Public void set up. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's see. How does it go? So it passed. It did tried it that way and it did work. So yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. So this is one of the tests. This is test A. Then we can have another one. Uh, so another test, public void test B, where again we are going here and doing these two. But in between these two, what we are doing is, so in this one, we put something where UI driver dot get driver dot find element, how do we find element? We find it by XPath, and we do this. So once we find it, what we do? We send keys. Send keys. What keys? So test, entering test. Now we submit it, and if let's just do it. So this is the error that we should be expecting in the same one. So let's just copy paste, save our time, and since we already have this is the only one that we need. Now there's another one. Oh, so fast, this guy, this ID. All right, so what we need, a public void, and this is test C. And in this test, we are doing again the same thing, but the if part is different in this one, right? So mentoring test, and we want to do driver dot. I don't think so. Let's just check. Let's just do it anyways, just to be sure. No, it's the same. Because the path to that specific area where it's printing the same error message is the same. So that box, whatever it has, that's what we're comparing it with. Oh, sorry. So UI driver find element by XPath. So what we are doing here is entering text here. So keys, what keys? Test body text. Okay, and then we submit, click. So test body text one. Manual, maybe. So once we do post it, what do we get? We get the same text here. So UI dot driver, your driver dot find element by XPath, and this is the path. What we want to find uh, get text, and now if get text equals, again this should have been part of like a variable or something, I should have, like, let's just do it anyways. String subject. So and string body text. Send key is what? Body text. Send key is what? Subject. Now if it equals body text and so UI driver dot get driver dot find element by XPath is dot get text equals what? Subject, right? So if it equals subject, if that equals that, okay, this is where the mistake is. And assert dot assert true is true. We could even just do it by body, and I mean, just doing it, that's how we should be doing it, checking both, because we're doing both. So we should be matching it just to see, I mean, if the subject is coming up, if it's the one that should be coming up, and the text, the body text that what we entered is the one that's coming up. So basically, we're kind of combining both the tests, two tests, and one small test. So, so it's gonna go to there, find this element, send key, subject, All right. So now, because we're running all these tests, like we should set something up, like how it should be executing. So for that, what was it? For fixed method order, yeah, fixed method order, and then this is method sorters, yeah. Method sorters, the name ascending. All right. So this is how we're going to do it. Okay. So it automatically imports the class. Did it? JUnit. Oh, sorry. So all the JUnit before setup, before, after, and test. I mean, it imported as all. So we have all these three tests. Let's just run it. All right, the first one passed. Second one passed. Okay, so this one is going to fail. Apparently, I didn't get the test, this text and this text, right? Yeah, so this one failed. Failed because something's wrong here. This if part is not right. Wasn't able to get this, and then UI driver, get driver, find elements by expect. We can troubleshoot it. It's gonna take some time, but I guess you guys get the picture. You guys kind of understand how we are doing it. See, if you have these methods, if you have the main class, if you have this class where we are, we have different methods. It's relatively easy to create tests. We just keep on calling it, and we just keep on adding conditions. I mean, if this element exists, if this exists, then it's true. Then if it's true, then the test passes. We append the assertion is wrong. I think so. Yeah. Uh, I mean, if you want to troubleshoot it, we'll end up creating a lot of those posts. I guess that's not, I mean, we can do it. That's why that's the portion does exist. But yeah, we can troubleshoot it afterwards. Why it's not coming up like that? Why? I mean, maybe there are more than one of these. This message part, or 61729. Maybe this is like a generated thing. That's why it's not recognizing it every time. Maybe it's different. So which is why it's possible. No, it does. I mean, it's six. Yes, it is. So it's 61729, right? So that is why. But when I entered it the second time, this wasn't that one, right? There you go. So it's not 61729, it's something else. So this time it would have another ID. See, 61730. So that is what we should be checking. So this also happens. So now we should be going it by the class name in a text. So if we have by class, and let's just quickly do it. The class, my class name, right? So the class name here is inner, and then this part. Oh, this is a tough one. Let's just skip this one. Okay, so just one condition is fine for now. Okay, let's try it one more time. So guys, the reason it failed is because what we were actually checking, the element that we were checking, the path to that element, it didn't exist on that page because it was a generate, like it would generate a new one every time. Every new post would have a different X path to it, a unique ID. That is why. So we're gonna try it by the class name and see if it passes. It did. All three tests passed. Again, that's what Isran was explaining the other day. I mean, it's sort of hit and try. If you can't get it right the one way, then you try the other way. I have also been told by one of my friends that this really